Actually, it was baby one more time. That was. They both.
Yes, it is both. Back here and just hooks onto the ground.
Okay.
Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing.
Okay. Hello, hello, hello.
And remind me, the faders are also ignored in scenes for speakers or just
For speakers.
just one more time?
Hello. Testing.
Say a couple words.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Super
Does he
appreciative.
not have a wind sock?
Do it.
Wind sock
I don't know what that is.
on your mic.
Oh,
'Cause that way it doesn't pick up
got it.
spit.
Got it. You're teaching me a lot of things this morning. Do I have one of these?
Yeah, he's looking for it
Oh,
right now
okay.
for you. You want some tape? I usually put tape on the back
Okay.
here so that when you sit down,
Oh, got it.
you don't sit on it and pull it off.
Got it. That'd be nice. Thank you.
And what I do is I throw it down the back of my shirt.
Okay. Oh, got it.
And here, I'll show you. Pull it out.
Oh, got it.
If they're not over here,
Now
Dang.
you hook it to your belt,
Oh, okay.
like so.
Oh, nice. Thank you,
Oh, sorry.
Connie. Yay.
I got one, Ryan.
Okay, come on. Sorry. And then I put this over it, and nobody sees it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then you can't catch this. Makes it easier. You can't catch it on
Got it.
something.
Got
Okay.
it. Oh, cool. Thank you.
Mandy. Hey, sweetie. I got on vacation and I said, "Oh my God, Mandy, it got crazy around here," and I was like,
My dad had a heart attack. I've been
"Oh
going back and forth
no."
with him. He's fine. He had to have a critical bypass.
Oh wow.
But
Well, good.
you know,
He's good. It makes him better. He's got new valves.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
Exactly. It's like, you know,
the exposure. Oh, not bad. Not bad indeed. Might be a little bright on 3, but otherwise it's pretty good. But you know, these ones, not bad. Yeah, so it's blown out and you can't cover it. So like it clips it that way. So you don't actually know. So like here, if there's any detail that you want off, if it's just a little overexposed, then it's not that it because it doesn't have detail, it's just overexposed.
Come on up, everybody. It's time. It's time. I hope you can hear me downstairs
Let me get that.
or wherever you are, because we're going to sing a song to get this service started. Hey, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Taking my freedom, I'm pulling it off the shelf, putting it around my chain, wearing it around my neck. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my car, wherever I choose to go. It will take me far, living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's 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 golden, golden. Taking my own freedom, putting it in a song, sing it loud and strong, proving all day long. Taking my own freedom, putting it in my straw. I'll be high stepping, y'all, let the joy unfold. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life, holding on, take it from me. I was born into it, it comes naturally, strumming my own freedom, playing God and me, represent my glory. Hope He's proud of me. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. My life like it's golden, golden, like it's golden, golden, golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Living my life like it's golden, golden, golden. I hope He's proud of me. Living my life like it's golden, golden. All right.
And hi, my name is Ken Daigle. If you haven't seen me, because I haven't been here in 3 weeks. And I'm going to invite Callie now to begin our service with a song, and then I'm going to lead us in prayer. I am so delighted to be back and have Callie singing for me and all of us.
All right.
Callie.
This inner space, an eternity of time. It's the moment of the holy now, and the allness that is mine. This inner space contains all that we need. From deep within the invisible flows the living air we breathe. This inner space is flowing in my bones. It stirs my heart, it stirs my mind, and every prayer I've ever known. This inner space is flowing deep, power of creation and the living air I breathe. And I say, breathe, just breathe, breathe this peace. This inner space contains all that I need. From deep within the invisible flows the living air we breathe. This inner space is flowing in my bones. It stirs my heart, it stirs my soul, and every prayer I've ever known. And I say, breathe, just breathe. Now breathe this peace of this inner space.
We take this moment now to go right into our opening prayer. I invite you to get still and let that inner space open. This space of possibility, this space of openness, this space of vibration. For whatever has been happening around us, as human beings, we tend to take it in to us. And we make it personal and we make it limiting. But in this moment, this inner space can be expansive, can be freeing, can be infinite. So we take the beautiful voice that we just heard sing and how it lifted the words as we breathe. Breathe in to this space. Breathe into this day. Breathe into the infinite possibility that is ours. For there is no lack. There is no limitation other than our belief in it. In this inner space, we open to the divine, to the infinite potential of our being and of life itself. So today, we affirm, we know, and we celebrate that this is the day that the divine has made. We choose to rejoice and be glad in it, and we choose to say, I am here in this inner space to breathe, to know, to live, and to grow. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Now we can applaud Callie. So thank you guys. I have been away, and the practice of affirmative prayer in a group like this is so powerful. I've missed it. It is so great to be back with you, and I want to give you a big round of applause for making it through the marathon to get here today. For those of you in the room, and for those of you online, I am so delighted you've joined us here today. There's lots of ways that you can practice affirmative prayer and meditation with us. First one is Reverend Elizabeth has a live meditation here in the room and online every Sunday morning at 10:15 to 10:45. It's fabulous. Every weekday, we do Peace in the Midst at noon Pacific time. You can join us online for that. And also, I wanted to talk to you about, many people don't know, on our website, there is a link to our meditations and prayers. You can go to our website and listen to one of us meditate with you any day you want. If you go to our YouTube channel, through that link on our website, there's a whole treasure trove of meditations. You can choose a 5, a 10, or a 15-minute meditation to start or end your day and meditate with our beautiful singers and our ministers here. So I invite you to explore that possibility and bring our meditation into your life. And now I'm going to invite our new COO, David Montecalvo, up to join me on platform as our platform assistant today. For those of you who don't know, I don't know because I haven't been here, David accepted the role right before I left and started work here for us. On July 5th.
Yes.
So welcome. This is our first time working together.
I'm excited, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for your continued love and patience as I get acclimated to the operations of the church. And I've been a community member for over a year and a half, and so it's just the natural, beautiful alignment to step into staff role here. So I also want to thank everybody for coming today. If this is your first time, we sincerely are so grateful that you're here. And if you're also a regular attendee, I invite you, if you haven't gotten a bulletin, one of our wonderful ushers, if you just want to raise your hand, are happy to bring you a bulletin. But if you are a regular attender or a first-time guest, we invite you to complete one of these spiritual connection cards. And this is just a way for us to know how you're doing. And if this is your first time, it's a way for also us to stay engaged.
Great.
So,
and if you feel, whether you're here for the first time or come all the time, it's a way for us to also know how we're doing. It's an opportunity. It's like your suggestion box and feedback card.
Absolutely.
So please fill it out and let us know. One of the strange things that David doesn't know this about me yet, it's like we don't do anonymous suggestion boxes because we want to know so we can engage with follow-up questions. So there's no question or there's no comment that's out of bounds. We just want to have a conversation with you. So use the connection card as part of that.
Yes, absolutely. And if you're one of our online guests as well, you can check out on our spiritual salon, our Zoom room, also a spiritual connection card. So please do that. Thank you.
Next slide. Right. So first-time guests, there's a gift at the front table, and if you're online, please check on your connection card that you're a first-time guest. We'll send it to you electronically as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Yes.
And now it's time for our interactive meet and greet. I'm going to invite the music team to come back up, and if you're at home or here in the room, I invite you to join with us and stand in this great song. But I also want to point out to the people who are watching on YouTube or on our website, you can click at this moment onto the Zoom room and join us in a Zoom format here where we can have an interactive experience. So if you're on our website, click the link that says Zoom room, and we'll be able to speak with you and talk during the meet and greet after the song. Callie's going to come up on platform, and David and I are going to make our exit because Callie's going to take stage. And invite you to stand as you're willing and able.
Come on, guys. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible. I feel the intangible. And I see the invisible. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible.
on this end of the table. Hi, guys. I don't know what's going on here. Why can't we see? What? Yes. All right. Hi, everybody. So we're going to take it back to David on platform right now. Take it away, David.
Woo! Hi, everybody. So grateful for this vibrant community. I just wanted to highlight one of an upcoming class that Reverend Ken is giving called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And so it'll be here starting next week at 1:30, and it'll be available in person and on Zoom, and we hope you can join us. And now I want to invite you to come back and kick it off. Oh.
Just breathe. Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. As me, where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me. As me, where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me. As me, yeah. Oh, oh. Do-be-do. Oh, yeah. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, my dance, wherever I go, wherever I give and pray and live and give. God is, love is, life is. God
Callie Carvajal. Thank you, sweetheart. Mwah. Wherever I stand, wherever you're going through, whatever you're experiencing, there's this force and energy called God. Today is Ask the Minister. Today is question and answer because I flew in on a plane at 8 o'clock last night and there was no time for me to talk. So it's up to you to come up with the really interesting questions that make this a compelling service. No pressure. And if you're online watching this in real time, it's 11 o'clock, 11:20 Pacific time. Right now, you can go to our Zoom room where you can ask these questions. We're monitoring the Zoom room. There's a chat room in the Zoom room. And so those of you online get to participate. So I'm going to talk for a minute so you have an opportunity to come up with a question. And nothing's out of bounds because everything is spiritual. Any question you ask is a spiritual question. And that's what I always on these occasions promise to respond, not necessarily to answer. So with that caveat, I just want to tell you a little bit about my spiritual journey on this vacation. So it was an interesting opportunity with COVID last year. I think I went away for a week and a half. Took a break at the holiday, but I didn't have a real vacation because there was always just so much to do, and what we're going to do, stay at home again? So this year, it was really amazing to open up, so we planned this grand family vacation, and we spent 2 weeks in New York at our apartment in New York City, and I got to see some great shows. But we were with the kids 24/7, JD and I and the 2 little ones. So we did manage to get some help and get in some great Broadway shows. And then we went for a week with family in Atlanta and stayed with my dad and stepmom for a week. And you know what the saying is, right? Your family not only pushes your buttons, they installed them. So it was a great opportunity, let's put it this way, to look at myself and to look how I get triggered. And even after years and years in this spiritual journey, I found myself in the middle of a heated argument with my father at my daughter's birthday party. And it was like, woo, you're really doing good, Reverend. So in the same moment, I was able to see it and to clean it up. And one of the amazing and wonderful things about it is, when I learned here at Unity and in my 12-step program that I'm a member of too, is that you're always responsible to clean up your side of the street, right? And so I got a great demonstration of how when I apologized and cleaned up my side of the street, that is not necessarily meant with an apology from the other side of the street. And that is another spiritual lesson about how to just stand in that and stand integrity in that my responsibility is my spiritual life and my integrity and my honesty and my apology and my amends. No one else's. No one's. And then we got to live in a tent for a week. 4 of us in a tent. And, at my age, it was fine. I love the outdoors. We were in the mountains of Colorado. It was beautiful. But I forgot that, you have to crawl in and out of tents. They don't usually make tents at 8 feet tall, so you can walk in like an adult. And so next time, RV. But also, in the midst of all of that, stuff, family stuff and triggers, and we were with family camping, us in-laws, I was able to do what I promised, to have the difficult conversations with people who don't necessarily agree with me about some difficult subjects, right? About gun control, about politics, immigration, things that matter about how we treat other people, about LGBTQ issues, about abortion. And it was challenging and inspiring. I'll tell you this one story about after my breakdown with my father, about screaming at me about Nancy Pelosi. Somehow, because we're here in San Francisco, we own Nancy Pelosi too. and then I was talking, he got escorted out of the room by my 18-year-old nephew. And I was sitting with my stepmother, and she said, and we were talking, and she said, well, you know, were you really concerned about the direction of this country? And I looked at her and said, I know, so am I. And she said, yeah, but we're right. So we got to laugh, and we got to understand the problem a little more. And that uncomfortableness, that stretching, that challenge, right? That challenge is what I had promised to you after Uvalde, right? That I would do those things. And I think it is an opportunity for spiritual growth, because I am not perfect in it. Not anywhere near. But what I am is willing to do it, because that willingness to be changed at core. I mean, because if nothing changes, nothing changes. Right, folks? You know what that means, right? We want the world to be different. Who has to be different? Me. So with that, I open it up to questions for us. What's up for us? If you're online, you can type it into chat. Do we have one already, Sarita?
Yeah,
we do. So Rita's going to start us off. For those of you in the room, before Sarita speaks, for those of you in the room, there's 2 microphones set up at the end of these aisles. If you have a question, just come up and speak into the microphone, and we need you to do that so that people online can hear you. Okay? Thank you. So Sarita, go ahead first.
Yeah, we have a question from Nelson. It says, what are the best ways to live into our teachings between Sundays?
Between Sundays.
Yeah.
Great question, Nelson. Thank you. So my practice has always been that I do prayer. Prayer is essential to me. And because I'm a verbal person, meditation is great for me. I love sitting in the stillness and looking at how crazy my mind is, right? And how I can calm it. But actual prayer is really powerful for me, because even if I'm alone and I'm praying out loud, I hear myself and I watch it shift. So when I pray with you on Sundays, or when I pray with anyone else, if we're having a meeting or a class and I'm praying, prayer is the most powerful way to practice the truth daily for me. And without affirmative prayer, I would not be having the life I have today. So that, for me, is the most powerful way to do it. Now, there's silent unity. How many people know about silent unity? 1-800-PRAY-NOW. 24/7, you can call Silent Unity and pray with another individual. You can click the button on our website and request a prayer from our prayer chaplains. You can pray with the prayer chaplains here after service or before service. They're wearing the white stoles that Mighty has on and Dave has on, right? You can call me. You can get on my calendar, and we can pray together. And for those of you who are triggered by the word prayer, good for you. That is your opportunity for healing. You know, there's no other word for it that describes what it is, but understand when I say prayer, I mean affirmative prayer, which means not beseeching, not begging, but affirming that the divine, the energy of life itself, the universe, whatever the hell you want to call it, is working for my highest and best right now. And as I open to that, everything changes. All right. I think we have a question over here. Cindy.
So I can't relate at all to being triggered. But I do have a hypothetical question about it. What have you found among the unity practices that helps in a triggering moment that helps you step back and take a breath. Because what I find is my reptilian brain just goes, it takes over, and I'm all in. So,
Yeah.
not that that ever happens, but except for
Yeah.
the fight I had with my son 2 weeks ago over dinner, where we ended up screaming at each other, which was terrible, and I apologized for it the next day. But what? Help me here. What's the best practice?
Doing it.
Doing
So what's the best practice? Same question, slightly different. It was one question of what were you doing during the week, it was prayer, and what's the next practice in the middle of it, right? Is self-awareness. Know thyself, right? It's as ancient as the Greeks, right? Greeks, Christians, Romans, doesn't matter, Hindus, Buddhists, all spiritual teachings are the same. That's why our name is unity. Get that? There is only one power, one presence, one God. So what it is in that moment, you become aware that you got triggered. For example, one of the things I was having what seemed to be a casual but important conversation with my brother and my father. And in the midst of it, my father got so triggered by my intellectual challenge of him, that he grabbed my arm, right? And it triggered my physical abuse as a child. So I got triggered, and so I escalated. And so what I apologized for was my escalation. In retrospect, I could see it. In the moment, I was triggered, right? That's the whole point of it. We cannot sometimes stop the train when it's leaving the station. But we can then go back and say, this is what I did. This is what happened to me, and I apologize. I shouldn't have done that. And that is the most important thing. But then the second component of it, so we clean up that part of it with others. There's a spiritual practice of being in the 4 agreements. Everyone heard of the 4 agreements, right? Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally, right? In those agreements, is impeccable with your word is meaning to clean up your stuff, right? And what my father did, whatever, with your son, you said you had your fight?
Yeah.
With your son, wasn't about you. It wasn't. Do we not get that? It was about them. Right? Because what I did wasn't about my father. It was about my stuff. Because otherwise I can see it. The other part of this is we live in this world of constant negative news. Right? And there's this incredible need for balance for information, to know what's going on in the world, and not succumbing to the negativity of it. Right? And so in both, we have to find our center. That's why prayer, meditation, and accountability, integrity are important. So it sounds like the fight is a breakthrough. It's an absolute breakthrough if we let it be. Right? This isn't the first fight you've had with your son, right?
No, it's always over politics. No, this is no.
So it's not the first fight I had with my father either. Right? And the last time we had a fight like that, it was really healing because a lot of truth got spoken once the storm had passed. And I'm affirming that that's going to happen in this moment too. So awareness. Know thyself, Cindy. Know what your triggers are. And the awareness of the triggers can lessen them. Oh, look at that. Isn't that funny? I'm so predictable. I'm so easily manipulated. And if you think you're not, that's your trigger. Because look out, you're going to get blindsided by it. Right? Because we think intelligence is going to overcome it. It's not about intelligence, folks. It's about emotions. And emotions tell us what we value. So something I value, something you value sets off the trigger. I'm disrespected. That's hurting someone else. That's not right. And so our values are challenged, we think, by someone else. And that's the belief that someone else can control our experience. Right? Forget that? We believe that someone else, some other person's actions controls our experience. And that's not true. Now, I'm saying this from the point of a person who failed miserably at it very recently, right?
That's helpful.
Okay? But what I'm here to affirm, and why I love this job and why I love all of you, is that we're all on this journey to know that together. No one else can control our experience unless we let them.
Thank you. Helpful.
Yeah. Hey, anything online? You want one more online? And then yeah.
This is from Henry. How to practice spiritual assertiveness to stand up and speak for ourselves in relationships.
Can you, so one more time. It's just from Marie.
From Henry.
Henry.
Yeah.
Yes, Henry.
So it says how to practice spiritual assertiveness to stand up and speak for ourselves in relationships.
Great. So again, it's we all just having the same experience, right? There's only one of us here, right? How do we stand up for ourselves in any situation, or a romantic situation, a partnership, and do it without being the aggressor? Right? Or about playing the victim. So it goes to levels of consciousness, Henry, and for all of us. Are you the victim of the other person? And it goes for Cindy and my question too. Are we the victim of the other person? Or are we the victor, meaning that we're going to champion over this situation? We're going to mow the villain or the aggressor down. Third might be, are we a channel? It's the 4 levels of consciousness. Victim, victor, channel, vessel consciousness, or verity, oneness consciousness. Oneness, that place in meditation where we understand the divine and I are wherever I am, God is. What Callie just sang, where I speak, where I stand, God is. So in those moments, you have to identify for yourself. What we get to do is identify for ourselves, what level of consciousness are we operating from? Is this person I'm in relationship with against me, and I'm the victim of that person? Is this person, am I mowing over this person? Or am I one? Am I one with the divine at this moment? Can I know in this moment that my good, my needs can be met, and so can theirs? But be willing to state our needs. This is my desire. This is my spiritual truth. This is what I desire. And know that that person you're with is not responsible for fulfilling it. I'm going to say that again. That person you're with, that person you're in relationship with, whether it be romantic, or whether it be friendship, or whether it be family, is not responsible for fulfilling your needs. Who's responsible for fulfilling your needs? Oh! So when we believe that someone else is responsible for giving us what we need, we're out of integrity again. We are responsible for loving ourselves. And when we love ourselves and care for ourselves and stand up for ourselves, so will the universe. So will other people around us. So we can let them off the hook. Our parents, our children, our lovers, our friends. They are not responsible for fulfilling our needs. That basic understanding that the world tells us that you're supposed to seek out these people who are going to help you and support you and fulfill you is where all of our problems come from. Because when they don't, because they're taking care of themselves, we blame them. We make them the enemy. Any of you who have been in a long-term romantic relationship knows this happens. You get upset about yourself, you get worried about something in your life, and you look at your partner and go, oh, why aren't they doing what I need them to do? And it's not about them. Get that? It's about you. So how, Henry, do you step up and take care of yourself and state what you need to state so that you can allow that into your life? It may not be from the person you think it's going to come from, but it will come when you bring it first. Marty.
Not long ago, someone did something that was so offensive and potentially dangerous, i.e. COVID.
Can you turn the mic up a little bit towards your face, to your mouth? Yeah, thank you.
And it was so offensive and potentially dangerous, i.e. COVID, and I was exposed to this. And I've been obsessing about it, and I'm not ready to forgive this person. Mm-hmm. And yet I know that until I'm ready to forgive myself for the obsession and forgive him for what he did, it's going to eat me up.
Right.
But I don't want to forgive him. I'm not ready, and I'm aware of that. I think I'm ready to forgive myself for the chatter and for the reaction that I'm having. But I'm not ready to forgive him. So I'd like to soften this in my mind, because I know I'm not going to change this other person. But I want to soften myself and not be so angry and hurt at what happened.
Great. So is there a question there?
The question is since I'm not ready to forgive this other person, how can I stop the chatter in my mind? And I've tried prayer and meditation and, breathing and all the skills that I'm very good at.
Yeah.
But it's
Great.
not working.
Yeah. So anyone here have, let me ask it this way. Excuse me 1 second, Marty, I'll come back to you. Anyone here have someone in their life they've not forgiven 100%? Come on. Anyone here have someone they've not forgiven 100%? Okay. The rest of you, we should talk. Okay? So forgiveness is a process, not a destination. Get that? It's a process, and it is a process we undertake over, and Scripture tells us how many times do you have to forgive your brother? 70 times 70. Infinity. 70 times 7, right? You must forgive your brother 70 times 7. And way you forgive, I get this question all the time. How do you forgive? You do it. You do it. Remember Charleston, South Carolina? Mm-hmm. That gentleman who came into a prayer meeting at a church and mowed down 9 people at that church because of the color of their skin. Their relatives at his sentencing walked up to the microphone like this and forgave them. And they forgave him for the same reasons you just described, Marty, because the anger and the hatred was eating them up.
Yes.
And they were aware of that, so they chose to forgive the unforgivable.
Yes.
And it's a choice we take every day. So for all of us, have we all done things that have hurt other people? How many of us have done that? Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, right? Do we expect to be forgiven for those things?
Yes.
Hopefully, right? Or otherwise we live our lives in shame. Those things we think that are unforgivable turn into toxic shame, and then we think we're unworthy. So the same thing why you can't forgive this person is why you can't forgive yourself for the things you think you've done wrong. Mm-hmm. And it's this vicious spiral of I'm unforgivable, so someone else has to be unforgivable too. What I've done is so heinous and I can't forgive myself, and I'm not going to forgive them either. And we don't do this consciously, but we think that we are so flawed and so bad that we cannot be forgiven. And even if it's just the size of a mustard seed, that's toxic to us. Because then all of a sudden, someone who does something that we find so offensive becomes the epicenter of it for us.
Absolutely.
Right,
Yeah.
and you're living that. You're being a great
Yes.
example of it, right? And what's the key, the spiritual key to it, is to realize that we are human beings having this experience on this planet called Earth to learn, to make mistakes, and to grow from them. So back to the beginning, prayer, affirmative prayer, self-awareness, and forgiveness. Self-awareness and forgiveness. Loving ourselves
Yes.
first, so that they are free to love other people in their imperfection. Because they're just like us. Back to the joke with my stepmother. But yes, but we're right. That's what we think too. Right? And I looked at her and said, well, I guess we can agree on that. Right? Yeah. So we have something to agree on, that we both think we're right. So, you forgive him because it's the best thing for you.
Yeah.
The ultimate irony, can I point this out? And maybe those of you who are smarter than me have already caught it. Marty was upset at someone about COVID, which he did not get from this person,
Correct.
but he won't forgive the person for it. And he didn't get sick from it, but what is making him sick right now is his unforgiveness.
Would you say that again? It's so important.
Marty was upset about someone potentially giving him COVID because of some behavior. He did not get sick. He did not get COVID, but he is sick right now
Yes.
because he is spiraling in anger, hate, and unforgiveness.
Makes no sense, does it?
Human beings, aren't we crazy? Right? And everyone here, thank you, Marty, because everybody here does that in some way, shape, or form.
Ken, thank you so much.
Thanks. Let's take this to our time of meditation. If you didn't have questions answered, there'll be a salon after, and I'll be here after. Right? The music team's going to come up. I'm going to invite you to get comfortable in your chairs and to let this music and these words transport us.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world would be as one. Can you imagine? Can you
Right here and right now, can you imagine? Can you imagine what your life would be like if you let go of the anchor? Can you imagine what your life would be like if you forgave yourself for every mistake you've made, forgave others for the mistakes they've made? Can you imagine your life where you woke up and the first thing you did was to pray? I pray right here and right now, knowing that this day, every step I take is blessed. I know and affirm that every motion of this day is for my highest and best. I release all control. I allow the universe to show me the right path instead of bulldozing my way through. Can you imagine what life would be like in ease and grace, in forgiveness and peace? Can you imagine infinite love? Can you? Can you imagine the serenity of knowing you are God's perfect expression of divine life? You are loved, seen, and honored just as you are. Imagine with me right now, here, in the silence, the truth of your being. Can you imagine a world that works for everyone? No hunger, no pain, no war, no need for guns, no need for politics. Imagine with me, right now, in this moment, imagine that and feel what your body would be like in that expression of joy, that expression of happiness. Imagine what it would be like in your human body to know the truth that everything is in divine order, all for the highest and best. Feel the rhythm of your life. Feel the joy that that would contain. Feel the rhythm of expression. And know that right here and right now, all is possible. Everything you dream is ready to be made manifest. As we let it be made manifest right here and right now, as we step forward and proclaim it, claim it, and know it, we are one.
Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no no religion too.
Hallelujah.
Imagine all the people living life in peace. Imagine I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Ooh, I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Imagine. Can you imagine? Imagine. Can you imagine? Imagine. Can you imagine? Imagine. Imagine.
So it is. Thank you, guys and gals. That's wonderful. David.
Yes. So one of the beautiful things that I love about Unity is that there's practicality to it. Everything that Reverend Ken said can be applied in some way into our lives. And so this is the point in our service where we take the things that we've kind of been learning and hearing and can carry these affirmations into our week ahead. So I mentioned the Connect card at the beginning of the service. If you flip it, you'll see several check boxes. And if you're online, you can also do it through our online Zoom room. But if you're in person, you can check it off in our bulletin. And so these are the spiritual practices for this week. First is become willing to be changed at the core. Next is to release old patterns that keep me down. The third is to love myself so that I can love others. And then the last one is seek the path of greatest good. So I invite you to check which one sounds most relevant to you. And in a minute, we're going to be doing our time for offering, and you can just place it in the basket there. And our next one is we're going to talk about our time, talent, and treasure. And so at Unity SF, we have several ways in which you can give. If you're online, you can click the donate button. Or if you're in person or online, you can text Unity SF at 44321. You can mail us a check at 240 Page Street, or you can drop some money in the offering basket. And now I'm going to read our affirmation. This is something that is beautiful that we can hold for ourselves. I'll read it first, and then I'll invite you to join it with me. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. With me, together. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive.
So we have a couple quick announcements. First off is Urban Angels' annual school book pack, a school supplies drive. Nelson asked the first question today. Nelson Barry, one of our members here and prayer chaplains, former prayer chaplain here, started Urban Angels San Francisco, dealing with the needs of the disadvantaged or the lesser advantaged members of our community here in San Francisco. And they are trying to raise $30,000 to provide 1,200 kids with the school supplies they need to start the school year. You can click on the link on our website, and it'll go directly to a page that you can donate to that. $25 buys one kid the school supplies they need for the year. $100 gives 4 kids, and you can do the math up from there. So however you want to contribute to that, we invite you to support that like we support here at Unity San Francisco. We'll be tithing to this program as well. So yes. something important.
Yes, great. I love that Unity SF has a vibrant online community. So if you are joining us through Zoom, you are welcome. We're so grateful for Ethel leading, facilitating the group. So stay after the service for the spiritual salon.
Yeah, Ethel will be doing it today, and some of the questions that we didn't get to today can be answered in the spiritual salon. And I'm going to give a shout out to Sarita, who right now is on the chat room. Can you capture, if there are other questions that I didn't get to today, capture for them so that I can respond to those people directly? Thank you. Next Sunday is the 5th Sunday of July. So we're having a potluck. So we're inviting everybody to bring a dish. You don't have to make it. You can buy it. Costco is fabulous. And bring it in so that we can have a potluck meal here together. I will be making something. I will make something from scratch. I'm not committing to what it is today, but I have been known to make jambalaya in the past. I've made it twice on vacation. So I don't know if I'm up for another one, but I'll make something fabulous, I promise.
Yes, can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
All right. And now it's time for our kids. Let's bring in the kids. Woo! All right. Woo!
Come
and
on.
John. Oh my God.
Yes.
What you got there, Dorian? Whoa, John, come tell us about this. We need a microphone. Hold on a second, John. Here. Yeah, that is you. John, why don't you tell us about what you did with the kids today?
Oh, so we started.
Come on into so they can get you in the shot. Yeah.
We started with illustrating Luca, which is Dorian's favorite movie. And Dorian, what was your favorite thing about Luca?
Okay.
Everything.
Everything.
And then we dressed Roma up as the princess, Rosalie up as the queen, and Dorian as their knight.
Yay! Look at him. As another knight.
He is.
They were using the power of imagination to imagine the world that works for them. Yay! All right, good. And I want to give a shout out to John. We had, because of a COVID outbreak, we didn't have a childcare worker today, and John stepped up to do this for us. So let's give a shout out to John. Thank you. And also to point out that there's lots of opportunities to volunteer around here. Children's program is one of them, to stretch yourself and to give as another form of giving here at Unity San Francisco. So if you're interested in doing anything like that, this is the man to see now. David is in charge of that.
Our volunteers are so appreciated and so part of our vibrant community. There's hospitality needs and so many other needs, so please connect with me.
All right, so we have an affirmation for our kids as they blow up their balloons. It is, you are God's perfect expression of divine life. You may have heard that somewhere here today. We see you and love you exactly the way you are. Can we know that for them and for ourselves? You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are. Yes, we do.
Yes. We love having a vibrant community with a bunch of kids. Yes, and so after the service, our wonderful prayer chaplains who have the white stoles on are happy to pray for you. If you brought any needs here, you can leave them here, surrender them, and we invite you to visit our prayer chaplains.
And I want to say a thank you to everybody who makes service possible.
Yes.
For the last 3 weeks, I've been away, and I haven't touched it. And it happened magnificently, didn't it? That's because of our incredible staff and volunteers. I want to give a huge shout out.
Yeah.
That this ship sails without the captain. Yay! Actually, it does better without it sometimes, I think.
We're glad to have you back there.
But I'm glad to be back, too. Because I'm here, and we want to point this out, I'm here once again because I need it. That's what this spiritual community and what Unity is for me, is that I need the reminder, and it helps me be a better person. And so that's why I come, I attend, and I give. And thank you for being part of this journey with me. Thank you. Thank you. So with that, let's get the music team back up here. Let's have one last opportunity to sing and dance. And about taking on the world as it is, our community song for today is All the Good. Take it away.